So I'm going to introduce you to Michael Chen, who is a former Aggie, or do you guys say former, or like the Marines?
No, he's an Aggie.
He's an Aggie. So Michael Chen is still an Aggie. He lives in Austin now, but he came here to talk about an app that he created that we hope you all will utilize. And if you utilize it, then I have some extra credit opportunities for you at the end of the semester. But without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Michael. So let's give him a round.
Thank you. Howdy, can you hear me?
Howdy.
How's everything going with you guys? I just missed the time when I was a student. I always think that I can always enjoy the student life without worrying about exams. So let me introduce a little bit about my own experience so that you guys know who I am and what I do. Before I came to the United States, I was studying in Inner Mongolia's desert, a small town. I remember it was 2010's Spring Festival, the major festival in China. I planned to purchase a ticket and fly back to Beijing to celebrate this Spring Festival with my parents. However, all the tickets has already sold out. So the only way for me to get back in time was to purchase a seating ticket on a train. That was a life-altering experience. I remember when I was sitting on the chair, complaining myself that I had to sit 14 hours and get to Beijing. I realized those poor Chinese neighbors around me can only stand. They leave their hometown for the entire year, but don't treat themselves so generous and purchase a seating ticket. They dress poorly, barely better than rags. And the smell in the cabin was awful. And I could imagine how long it had been since they'd taken a shower. And I know how luxurious it is for them to take a shower. It was at midnight. I wanted to go to the restroom. It was really hard for me to walk there without stepping on them, because at night they just slept tightly packed with each other on the aisle. I moved myself carefully. Just when I got to the restroom, I was shocked because I saw a mom. You know, it was a cold winter. A mom just slept on the aisle in front of a dirty restroom. She put her baby on her chest, hold her tightly to avoid her from catching a cold. And I saw the baby slept deeply with a smile on her face. My heart was broken. I nearly cried because I was born in a countryside. I was thinking that maybe 20 years ago, that mom could have been my mom, and I could have been the kids. So from that time, I made up my mind that the mission of my life would to help and protect those poor people. During that time, I think it's a problem of money. As long as they get rich, there won't be any situation like that. So I decided to come to the United States, study the financial system, and put it into Chinese system to make those poor people rich. With my financial dream to make those poor people rich, I came to the United States. However, just after the first month, the agent who is responsible for helping me arrange the schools and accommodations just took my money and kicked me out. I remember that night, I walk on the street, look on the sky. I'm wondering that, isn't the world that if you treat others with love and kindness, they will treat you back? I thought about this question. During the meantime, I heard a lot of bad news, that some Chinese factories produce poisonous baby powder, and a lot of babies died. Some businessmen who sold dumped cooking oil to the restaurant, and so many people were sick. Suffering is not only happening in China, but also the United States and the world. Do you remember the mass murder who killed a lot of innocent kids in the school shooting? Do you remember Wells Fargo, which secretly opened millions of accounts without the customer's permission? Do you remember the various one cry, terminate the ongoing surgery and extort money from millions of people? How can we change those people's heart and fill them with love and kindness? How can we stop them and let them helping others? When facing those problems, our political system, financial system, and legal system are weak. That's why my team and I spent nearly 4 years to design the social appreciation system, and we make an app called Givenera. Givenera is an app to say thank you. So when you search information, you go to Google. When you want to send a short message, you go to Twitter. Next time, when you want to say thank you, you use Givenera. According to Robert Cialdini, the well-known psychologist, also the famous author of the book Influence, Science and Practice, he said that after the investigation and the research, if people send appreciation to the helper, it will double the desire for the helper to continue on helping others. So we create this app and make an interesting way to let people send their appreciation. And it will maximize the effect to the helper. So the students, the little change of your habit to say thank you can have a big impact to others and our society. Whenever you use our app to say thank you, you fill the soul with passion and encouragement. I believe if we persist on doing it step by step, day by day, in the near future, we will change those people's heart. And we also want to start and promote education reform. We believe education should equals teach student knowledge plus guide them to be a good person. However, our education system right now lost the other important part. That's why David and I want to work together and make this change. We believe that whether you get A or B, or C or D in this class, can never determine your future. But the superiors we emphasize, love, kindness, and helping others will bring you more opportunity, and the effect will be everlasting. The students, imagine that you are taking a really hard class and you nearly fail. Suddenly you realize that your behavior of helping others can bring you up. How do you feel about it? Do you think that a GPA can reflect every part of you? And do you think that you should all be judged by this cold number? From my opinion, the element to distinguish an A or B or C student should be what kind of person he is, and if he makes the contribution to the surrounding or not. 10 years ago, when you talk about online shopping, people feel insecure and they don't believe in it. Right now, it's one of our habits to use Amazon to shop online. 5 years ago, when you talk about living in a stranger's home when you are traveling, people think it is impossible. But right now, Airbnb make it. From today, here, I believe in 10 years, when the parents teach their kids to say thank you, they will let them to use Givenera. If we can make those people keep on helping others for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, and 80 years, we have success. If we can make a student keep on helping others for 12 years, after they graduate, it will against their heart and conscience when we let them to do bad things to hurt others. But achieve this, I need your help. Our IDs have the desire of helping others. That's why I think Texas A&M is the best place to launch this app. If you feel the same problem that I feel, if you feel the urgency that I feel, if you share the dream and passion to make the world like one family, let's change our habit when we want to say thank you. Let's use this app. Let's tell this dream to our friends, brothers, and sisters in any part of the world. Let's make it happen. Thank you. God bless you.